Hello everyone, today we're gonna bake bread on bread making machine. It's fast, well it's not as fast, but it's really convenient if you don't have time to mix. Machine will do job for you, and all is left for you, you just have to put in the oven and that's it. But this bread are totally delicious. It's nice and soft, it's airy, it's still warm, smell in the house, awesome. I think you will love this recipe. So let's get started and mix our ingredients together. So here is my bread making machine that we're gonna use today, and this is how it looks like on a top, different settings. Sorry for my fingers. And I already pull out bucket from here. So let's go and mix some ingredients together. With that machine, I got this kind of book that was together where this machine was purchased, and there's a whole bunch of recipes in here. So the recipe that I like, I usually put or hearts or like a check mark, something that I like. And today we're gonna create this. It's actually a layered pizza loaf, but as you can see, I mark in here that I did it and my family love it. So if you have a little small family, that's okay to have, you know, this kind of bread on a bread making machine. If your family are big, that's probably not gonna be enough. And even for myself, it's people of 4. Usually ingredients here for 1 loaf or 2, I always do double. So I'm making it for 2, and that way I have not just like for half an hour it's all gone. Sometimes it could be leftover for next day, or I even send to my neighbors across the street. So this is the recipe that we're gonna do today, and this is for pizza, but we love this recipe as a bread dipping. For the dip, that it's already on my channel, and I will link it up for you. So I have in here my bucket from bread making machine. That's the pedal up there on the inside. I'm gonna mix it, and I will add, okay, first with the bread making machine, the product, the way they say, you have to do in the same direction from top to the bottom. So the first always go wet ingredients, and that's the water that we have. So I have in here, as we're gonna do double, we have 1 cup and 2 3 of the water. I can't show you the measurements because the camera from top. So we're gonna add water first, and the water is room temperature. I didn't do cold, I didn't do hot. So okay, next one we're gonna add bread flour. I do not have bread flour, I'm using an all-purpose white flour. So you know, sometimes you can pick whatever you have. If you have a darker flour, use the one your favorite. Okay, we're gonna use white, and just go slowly because it is flour. You don't want to get explosion all over your table. We're just gonna do slowly, and I'm kind of keeping it right now off the center from my camera because I don't want to flour get into my lens. I'm just gonna go even maybe away from camera this way. Sorry guys, let me just put my flour on the inside. Okay, so we did flour, and what I did when I measure 4.5 cups of flour, then I sifted. I want this to be no clumps, no nothing, like just a nice and fluffy, so it's mixing and incorporate all ingredients nicely together. Now next one we have in here salt, and for salt we need 4.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and here is my measurements, teaspoon. Okay, don't fall. Here it is, 1 teaspoon. And I measure teaspoon salt, and I do shift it from side to side to make sure it's level. You see, it's not sticking out, not like with the heel, but flat. And I just sprinkle around. Now we need the 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, here's my bucket of sugar. We're gonna measure same thing with no heel, and we're gonna sprinkle sugar in here. If you want, you can add less sugar, but I will do as recipe call. Now we need the 2 tablespoons of dry milk, and here is dry milk. It's a powdered milk. You cannot put here wet milk. It has to be dry milk. I crushed a little bit with dry pieces. Okay, we're gonna add this milk. It will dissolve those pieces a little bit up there hard. Okay, 2 tablespoons of milk. Now we need the 2 tablespoons of shortening. And shortening you can buy in Walmart, any food store. So I put in a little container like this, and then I keep it in a fridge so it's nice and fresh, because I bought a big bucket. It's like 1 liter or something. And also I kind of scoop it, and I make sure it's flat, so it's exactly tablespoon. I mean, this is the, yes, tablespoon. And I'm just gonna use a spoon to kind of scoop it out. Okay, and I need 1 more. I'm scooping like this full first, and then I kind of try to even up. That's it. This is my another spoon. We're gonna put into the bucket. And this bread are so yummy. My kids eat before it gets cold. You can spread real butter on it, not margarine. Good butter, salty or non-salty, whatever is your favorite. Have a cup of tea, and it's delicious, and it's the best when it's hot. And now we only need 1 ingredient, and that is yeast, and we need 2 teaspoons of yeast. Now you have to remember that yeast has to be specific for bread machine. The other one will not work. And accidentally one time I put the regular yeast. Obviously nothing happened. The yeast was all on the top, so I have to kind of remix, keeping it warm to the yeast dissolve. This specific yeast will dissolve in this machine while it's mixing. It looks the same, but it is bread making machine yeast. So we need this, we need 2, where is my scoop, 2 teaspoons, and we need a level. I do exactly the same thing. I grab a whole bunch, shake it up a little bit to make a level, and just sprinkle up all over like this. Another one. And basically we are done in this process. Now I'm gonna put everything away, and this baby we're gonna put inside of our machine. So let's go to the kitchen. And now I'm gonna plug it in machine, and we're gonna start process of our bread. You can see the beep, and now we just have to follow the instruction in here. So for the dough in here it says number 8, so we're gonna select, we're gonna go, oopsie, hold on, select, we're gonna push this button select, and you can see number in here changes. We need to get to 8. Now we have to 8, and we start. Well, we need to close our lid, but I want to show you. Machine will work at first very slowly, because obviously we don't want our flour get all over our kitchen. So in this kind of cycle, it will work for a few minutes till it's all incorporate, and then I will get back to you in here till next a level of machine will start work. You can also peekaboo through the window to see what is going on up there with your bread. And total time we have in here, it's 1 hour. It was 30 minutes, so hour and a half and your bread will be ready. So it's a good deal if you are in a rush to go to work and you have no time wait. So you just plug it in, get this ready, and when you come back you just stick the bread into the oven. Alright, I will see you shortly. And here's the cycle number 2. It's loud and will go like this for a while. Mixing, and then after all mixed well, it will stay and rise. Also, the machine have tendency to walk forward, so before where it stays, because the way, guys, out of focus. Yeah, so the way it's staying the counter with this fast cycle spinning, the machine can walk slowly, so make sure it doesn't fall on the floor if this is not big counter. So now we wait to the next. Okay guys, it's 54 minutes left, and now as you can see my machine are sweating up there. It's quiet. It's all finished mix. Sorry, I can get without shadow. It's resting. The machine keeping a right temperature to bread to get rise up, and it's gonna go all the way to the top. So I will show you when it's finished, but we have to keep this lid closed. And now we wait for 53 minutes. Alright, now we have time already done, and as you can see the bread rise all the way to the top. So my assistant Catherine will lift it up the lid so we can see what is going on.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, look at this full thing, and we have like right on the bottom before this, so it's rises really good. So we are going to separate this on 2 buns, I think, and let me get this part out first. So I created 2 pieces of loaf of bread. I slit a little bit with the knife, and now I will let this sit for maybe 10 minutes or so, because I was just cooking in the oven, so it's pretty nice and toasty, nice and warm in here, so the bread will rise pretty fast. And then I'm gonna put into the oven on about 350, and just I have to watch out for time. Depends on your oven and depends how big your bread is. So as of right now, it's like it's not big at all, but it is will rise and it's already growing. I can see them, so I will see you shortly. Now my bread nice and grow already. If you like, this is the option for you. You can add sesame seeds, egg wash whites first, and then sprinkle up on the top sesame seeds. So this is kind of like a next option for you, and a shadow everywhere. So I will not use this. I will just put my bread in the oven right now and see you when bread is ready. Now when we're waiting for our bread to get baked, we're gonna get ready our dip for the bread. So I have in here a piece of garlic on this cute little shredder, and I'm just gonna do it right now. My kids can't wait anymore. They are craving for this bread and dip. Also, they love to have with the butter. Okay, there, cut. Okay, we're just gonna use. I'm gonna use my hands because I washed them. I know it's clean. Okay, so I got this garlic in here, And I'm gonna put my mixture that I made, mixture of spices. And if you didn't see that tutorial, please check it out. I will link it up for you. This is the best olive oil, vegetable oil. You can use vegetables oil, you can use sunflower oil. The best will be with the olive, light color olive oil. In this moment I do not have olive oil, I've ran out, so I'm gonna use vegetable. I'm gonna put full teaspoon, and because of all the spices I'm gonna sneeze probably most likely. I'm gonna put just a 1 teaspoon, and then we're gonna add oil as much as you will use. I just want this submerged under oil. Remember, mostly of my cooking we don't have any measurements, we just do as we like. And now we're just gonna mix them and wait to all this, you know, absorb into the oil, and garlic get the juice out into the oil. And then this is ready to dip with your bread. We can add a little bit more because I think I put too much of the spices and I almost spill it. Alright, now we're gonna wait for our bread to get baked. Our bread is ready, and as of right now it's extremely, here is the bottom, they look like it's really hot. So here's the trick that I learned from my mom. Soon as you pull out your bread from the oven, here's the glass, just a regular water, wrap your bread with water. And my mom, what she usually do, she just like put on a hand, right, and you just kind of like wash your bread all the way around. Super hot, guys, but this will help you bread not to get the crust is really hard. And when you can do this when bread extremely hot, when it's cooled down and you're gonna put water, your bread gonna get really sticky and not good. Okay, so now it's nice and steaming hot. What I gonna do next, I will grab a paper towels, I put on the top, and then I'm gonna put clean towel on the top to cover. It kinda, you need to give your bread time to rest, and at the same time the crust around your bread will soften up and not the crunchy that you can break your teeth. So I will let sit this for about 10 minutes, maybe 5 even, and we're gonna check it out and see how they look like on the inside. Okay, now about 5 minutes I let rest because my little girl cannot wait anymore. And I'm gonna show you guys, it's still hot, but it's already, if you can see, it's nice and soft. It doesn't have the really hard, it's not bouncy anymore. So we are going to cut one and we're gonna see how they look like on the inside, and we will try to use our dip. So I'm just gonna cut from here. Oopsie, sorry, I just hit my this is really good knife, is the teeth are the best for the bread. Okay, and here it is, delicious bread. Let me zoom a little bit close to the table. It's airy. You see that cooked perfect. It's still steaming. I don't know if you're gonna see the steam is coming out, so maybe not the best thing to eat right now, but it sure is perfect to put some butter on it. What we are going to do, we are gonna put some dip on it. You should guys smell my house right now. I love the smell of the bread. Okay, we're gonna not double dip it. Usually I just put like this on my bread, and I'm ready to dig in. This is perfect snack. Oh my god, it's so delicious. The crust still a little bit crunchy, and because they have a little bit salt in here, it's just a perfect taste, and the garlic make the smell so good and tasty. You should definitely try this bread. If you don't have a machine bread maker, I can make it for you. Oh, I can even tuck it, so yummy. If you don't have a machine maker for the bread, we can totally do some other tutorial and create a bread recipe from scratch. But I think this is really yummy and fast. If you have machine and you have no time to mix and stuff like that, you're in a hurry, let machine do work for you, and you come back in a house from work, from shopping, and you just put this bread in the oven and it's ready. And because I put a small 2 of them, it was cooked, maybe baked for about maybe 20-25 minutes. Sometimes I make in a 1 big loaf, so obviously you have to bake a little bit longer. But usually I never look for the time. I look for the color. And before I told you 350 oven, and I apologize, 375 for this bread recipe. You need 375 degrees of your heat oven, and it's delicious. Enjoy this yummy snack if you make one. I see you next time.